Hello there, my name is Linda, also known as Tortagialla around the internet. I love creative journaling and all things stationery, and I'm back this week with another journal show and tell where I pick up one of my old creative journals and do a little flip through and reflect on it to share with you, but also to document it and have a digital copy because I need to decide if I will be keeping it or recycling it or maybe upcycling it, like taking it apart and reusing certain parts. So I found this A5 sized ring journal that is completely handmade, just punching holes and using two loose metal rings to bind it together. It's definitely a good example of how you can most definitely make your own journal, and the binding doesn't have to be anything complicated at all. The cool thing about the ring type of binding is that, similar to any type of ring planner or binder system, is that it's going to lay flat, and you can obviously reorder the pages as you see fit as well. From like a creative journaling perspective, it also means you could have created these pages as like one-offs on separate sheets of paper on different types of media, and then you bound it together after the fact. So you just put it together with the rings. So that means that you do have to pay a little attention to where you're going to punch the holes, but it's a very valid way to bind, loose pages of artwork together, especially if they're very mixed media and might have like a significant amount of thickness to them, because these ring systems inherently, it sort of gives like each page like it's enough breathing room that it needs. So for this particular journal, I can tell that it was one that I'd already put together from other journals in the past. When I flipped through, I noticed it sort of spans from pages created in like 2013 to 2015 to 2017 and beyond. It was probably around maybe 2018 or something that I put this together and took pages from old journals and, just loose pages and things and put it all together. So I have definitely thinned out some of my journals in the past, and I'm probably going to keep doing that because when you journal for so many years, there's just a lot of stuff to keep, and I don't want that much like physical stuff really. So if I created on separate sheets of paper, like mixed media paper or painting or something like that, instead of working in a bound journal, then at the end you're going to have a stack of pages. So to put them together, you can definitely just punch holes and use rings. So let's have a look inside this journal. Or first, let's take a look at the covers. I made these covers with some thick cardboard or hardboard, maybe it's called, like the strong stuff that you find in the back of legal pads or sketchbook pads. So basically, recycling those, I cut them to A5 size and covered them with decorative scrapbook paper. So there's the green design on the front and this colorful swirl on the on brown on the back. And interestingly enough, I lined the inside of these covers with this super heavy, like plushy felt. I remember buying this felt because I was making a cover for my Kindle, like first generation Kindle, like years back. So in making a cover for my Kindle, I wanted the inside to have the soft felt so it wouldn't scratch up the Kindle. So I had a bunch of this felt left, so I must have used it for the covers. And it's actually sort of nice. It's like so soft and plushy. But yeah, the front cover I did decorate with paper sort of embellishments and pieces, a ribbon, turtle sticker, a wood cutout. Lots of these, like most of these, are all just scrapbooking supplies because I was very much into the traditional scrapbooking when my first kid was born. So this decoration hasn't really lasted very well because you can see the paper is yellowing, frayed edges. I must have used like double-sided tape. You can see that the adhesive is just seeping through. The decorations are still attached, of course, but I no longer tend to decorate the front of my journals in this way because I don't like having decorations creating bulk and basically catching on items. You obviously don't want pieces like falling off of your cover, but also it doesn't cater to like putting these books lined up in a bookshelf. Like you're gonna, scratch up other books or, just indent in other places if you're stacking them up. So I don't decorate my journal covers in this way anymore. Usually it's just like flat stickers, like vinyl stickers or something like that. So that is the cover. And opening it up, you can see that I taped in this postcard I made from one of the very first watercolor slash digital design girls that I made like over 10 years ago. It's like, really mixed media. So I just have it there for deco, and I created this opening page on a piece of thick cardstock. I'm pretty sure this is Fabriano painting paper, so it's like 300 or 400 GSM. I painted on this, added sewing for texture, and used stickers to write out the word journal and stamping to continue the phrase. So it says journal it all out. And you can see I stamped dates like multiple times because I started this and then I fell out of it and then I came back to it like when I add more pages to it. So that's why it's like a big mishmash of random pages from many different years, all sort of mixed together. I wasn't actually working on this, daily or anything like that. There aren't that many pages. And there's also a pink heart embellishment here because I am a sucker for hearts. And the back of this page still has a sewing texture, and I just have a scrapbooking card taped in that says live your life. So here in the first actual journal page, you can see that I was into doodling, and it's stamped 2013, so that is more or less when the pages begin. And these pages are just like white printer paper, but maybe like 160 GSM. I have a gamut of from regular cheap paper to like 120, 160, 200 GSM. I just use whatever I feel like at the moment. So the back, I have a sporty birdie card doodle and then the improved doodle underneath, because I remember I had this creative project to draw a bird doodle on these cards, like one a day, and it always started as a circle. But this particular bird I really liked, but I changed the features a bit and sort of like upgraded him, made him a little more cute, so that is the drawing underneath. And this right-hand side is another doodle. I was pregnant at this time, so obvious, very obvious doodle, and used paint to just add some color. And next page, the back here, just random sketch of like rock paintings that could look like a baby, so super cute. I obviously had babies on my mind because this is just like days before my son was born. And these stickers are actually from Stephanie Pfizer Coleman, an illustrator that I follow online, and I had bought like her prints and things like that from her Etsy shop. So here on the right, I was practicing doodling like baby birdies, or they look more like owl babies, I think, with a very thick brush pen. Lots of repetition and seeing what I like in terms of the little features. And oftentimes it's just repetition for the sake of like exercising, moving my hands and practicing. I often fill up a journal page with like the same drawing over and over again. This next page is just a flower line doodle, sort of unfinished, nothing special. And here we are already like a few months ahead because I already gave birth, and this is a photo of me and my son, a couple months old already, and me trying to doodle and writing out some thoughts. I definitely didn't have a lot of time to do creative work, and definitely not like messy stuff like paints and stuff, but it was definitely possible to doodle, just pen to paper, always the easiest creative thing to do. And on the back here, I have another giant photo of my son, and this must be like another X amount of months later because he is older, and just doing a bit of journaling. Here there is more doodling of the same thing to fill the page. You can see all these flowers. And on this side, I was definitely in a phase of doodling little girls and hairstyles. So just creating a cast of characters. So more girls here, and you can see sometimes I just go straight in with pen And other times I might sketch in pencil first and then go over with pen. Just depends on how I'm feeling at the moment. But lots of doodling. Having fun with the simplicity of just drawing pen to paper and no other like flashy supplies. So another spread of just doodles, drawing, exploring floral shapes and variations, and more girls here, and next page just like more girls with funny little doodles. You know how people like to say girls rock or you rock. So I was definitely in that phase. Like I really like that phrase. And I eventually did create a whole printable poster with the doodled girls saying girls rock. And I'm pretty sure I had it on a print on demand website. I mean, I am sure because someone bought like the design on a pencil case and I was so happy that I bought it myself. I have the pencil case like somewhere. But yeah, memories. So more doodles, experimenting with elephants, and then this circle girl shape where the whole circle is her hair. So you can see this is all pencil, and I never even like outlined them. And here more doodles, and this one, this this is a mushroom. Okay, these are mushrooms. So there was also a phase of drawing a lot of mushrooms because I was taking an online class, and that was like the prompt. So more scribble fun. I started like scribbling a circular shape, like multiple lines, and then turning it into a face. A very fun exercise. So here, this is from the online class I was taking, like make art that sells with Lila Rogers, and these are my drawings and sketches for the assignments that I would scan into the computer and make into like digital, more like final pieces. So here are more doodles, just lots of randomness. Tortagialla, by the way, is the name of my website and blog, if you didn't know. So more doodles and trying to sketch out like what a notebook cover could be. Another girl doodle here. Here is another girl character, and playing around with cartoon faces and expressions and how to make like a clown face and eyes and lips. Then I tried to go a bit further with my girl characters and draw the whole body, even though I still need to learn a lot more about that, and was giving like the girls names. But yeah, in again, my attempt to give myself an assignment and constraints to start a project, but it did not last at all. Sometimes when I do that, it's like I want an assignment and constraints, but then it just kills the creativity as well, and I abandon the project. Weird how that is. So here it's all pencil, and I'm just drawing eyes and characters, and this is sort of a Stepford Wives kind of doodle. And here I have a photo, so it's sort of like a weird, actually, like this journal is sort of like a mix of art, you know, things, sketches, as well as like some memory keeping mixed into it, just random, random writings from the past. This is like before I had kids, so I don't know. I must have just stuck it in here. It must have been loose. And here I have a whole spread of using the inside of security envelopes because I think the patterns are so cool and they're all different. Then I drew this little girl, and floral one. I have like, oh, I drew this like floral pattern as well. And then I cut out one of my girl drawings and stuck it here. And next, here is one more of that floral doodle pattern with black colored in. It's like one of those things I do when I'm just like doodling. It's like repetitive doodling, coloring in areas because I just want to move my hand like exercise. And this is from my niece actually during like a dinner or lunch or something where we were all drawing together, and I just really loved the color palette of this and how the marker sort of bleeds into the napkin, so I kept it. Over here, just taped in another girl character, and she's having a big drink, and that is one of the things I really, really miss. Living here in Italy, people have their like tiny espressos and wine and such, but coming from America, I really miss like the super big gulp, you know, like a giant mug, just more liquid to drink over, you know, the course of the day. I always finish my drinks way too fast here. So next, I have a sort of collage where I saved this from a magazine or a book, and then this flap actually opens up where I have like a ballpoint pen drawing I did and some journaling. And this right side is wrapping paper, I think, and like Peppa Pig memories because my son was really obsessed with Peppa Pig cartoons as a kid. And I also did some stamping here, some bad stamping, it looks like. Added a little heart, and also saved some fortune cookie messages here. So, next page, this is really just chicken scratch notes. So, yeah, that is my actual messy handwriting. I have to slow down and consciously like write neat if I want to write fairly neat. It's still not perfect, but like fairly neat, readable. Otherwise, it is messy, cursive, like no consistency whatsoever. That's my handwriting. Um, on the side, I have a collage page, and it's like a whole page with different pink scraps collaged to make a background, and another picture of my son listening to my tummy because I am pregnant here with his sister. Um, and so I'm waiting for my second child, and seems like I'm always pregnant. It's funny because I went to some like postgraduate reunions, and it just so happened like the two that I went to randomly both times I was pregnant. It was like crazy. So here on the other side, I have a decorated collage page. I really like this funky cloth or fibery type of paper with the pattern. And all of these are like scrapbooking paper things. And it says here, our house is clean enough to be healthy and dirty enough to be happy. So I really like that. Drew like this little character up with a baby. Um, yeah, just something that really speaks to me. I think like with kids and everything, it's like a constant battle. Like the house is always dirty. I don't know why it's so easy to be like triggered in shame, like the house should be cleaner or neater, but I don't want to spend every extra minute of my time cleaning. Like that is just not happiness for me. Um, Obviously, you do what you have to do, but there are other things to enjoy in life. So I really have to work on that kind of like mindset and like snap judgments of myself. Like we seem to make these judgments on ourselves because of the society that we grow up in. I don't know. Anyway, so you can see this over here. This is like years later because I'm comparing baby mug shots of my kids here with some collage. So obviously, this must be a lot later. And on the other side, this is packaging from a Paper Gang subscription box. I used to subscribe to it. It's a stationery box that like arrives in the mail, and you get like all the stationery stuff. And it was really good. Like it was really worth it. But I had to stop because I just had too much stationery. Generally, I'm not a big fan of like subscription mystery boxes because you just never know what you're going to get, and you don't know if you are going to use all of it. And so I think it's better just to like spend the same money but buy like exactly what you want. Um, that's just my thought on subscription boxes, even though they're so good at their marketing, because I always want them, and then I have to remind myself, like, no, I don't like subscription boxes. Don't do it. Um, Here is my daughter birth announcement, and there's a flap here that has more pictures, and you can see it's 2015 already, so like jumping ahead in time. And this is the last page. If you flip over, there's a mixed media kind of page with paint in the background and cluster collage embellishments here that says count your blessings and a picture of my kids, which is like also years later. So this journal is a little bit weird in that it's a mix of memory keeping and like art stuff. And it was probably like 6 or 7 years back when I did this, like decluttering and sort of created this because these must have been like loose pages and tidbits here and there that I wanted to put together. I do tend to go into a mode of decluttering whenever like a big life event happens. So that's how this journal came about. But these are like not the only things that I created from like, 2013 to 2018 or something like that. They're just like side bits and like randomness that I bound together in this journal. Because I'm a very project based person. Like oftentimes I'll have a journal for like a very specific project or theme or reason. And so I guess this journal is just, it's like a weird mishmash. So maybe I will upcycle this yet again because I don't really like the cover. It's just like not good for storage, like long term. And, you know, the journal itself is also like a big mishmash of stuff, like mixing documentation, like memory keeping kind of stuff, and um, art sketchy stuff. So I don't know if I would like the mix. I don't know. So that's the journal flip for this week. I hope you enjoyed. What do you think? Would you keep this journal? Would you deconstruct it, like separate certain types of pages, or just trash it all? So let me know if you have opinions in the comments below. So, if you have reached this part of the video, I just want to thank you so much for watching. And if you want to support me directly, I am a graphic designer and I design digital printables for download. I'm building my community on Ko-fi. It's a community where you can support me with a one-time tip or sign up as a member to get printable downloads such as art prints, digital papers, journaling cards, and exclusive videos. I post there every Friday, so go on over and check it out if you're interested. The link is in the description below. I also have a blog at tortagialla.com, and I've been posting totally free digital downloads there for years and years, so go check it out, download some free digital papers, and use them in your creative journaling, collage, planner decor, memory keeping, all that kind of good stuff. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you again. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely like, subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps me here on YouTube. Until next time, take care.